bench for them. I mean, they've got their offense.
I still want to bring Bridgewater back, though.
No.
Still want it.
Yeah, I want it too.
Their defense is unreal, though.
I want it too, but that's
fantastic.
Bringing Teddy Bridgewater in over Case Keenum is dumber than putting Peterman in over Tyrod.
I completely disagree.
You're going to put a guy who hasn't played in years in for a guy who's won 7 straight.
Has he won them, though?
Has he lost them?
He came
close. Has he been the most important player on the field for the team that's won 7 straight games?
Has he? I don't think so.
He has.
I don't.
Thielen can't catch the ball if it doesn't get thrown. Diggs can't catch the ball. I'm pretty sure.
Because they made some catches that I didn't think they should be able to make. And,
last I checked, yes.
I don't think Keenum is terrible, but I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
You can't take out the guy who got you there. You can't. He's got momentum. He's warmed up. I mean, how many interceptions?
If he's getting, outshone in practice repeatedly, though, then I think it's time to think about that. Who gives you the best opportunity?
The guy who isn't coming off of a life-threatening injury is one that gives you the best opportunity. I think that's
about that.
If
I want to see what Teddy B can do.
We know what Teddy Bridgewater can do. We know what Case Keenum can do. Right now, if I'm the Vikings, I am more than comfortable keeping Case Keenum in.
I'm comfortable in the regular season, but they do not win a championship with Case Keenum.
They don't win the championship with Teddy Bridgewater.
They have a better shot at it.
They do not.
Yes,
a guy who hasn't played in 2 years does not give you a better chance to win than the guy who's won the games for you.
A better quarterback and a better athlete does.
The better athlete who got injured in a non-contact injury.
There's non-contact injuries all the time.
You said cock. No, Dan, you're wrong. I'm sorry. You were wrong. There's no way. They're not going
to win a Super Bowl with Keenum.
They're not winning a Super Bowl with a guy who hasn't thrown a ball in 2 years.
Don't say never, because Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Okay, so bad quarterbacks can win Super
Joe
Bowls.
Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Shows up for that one game.
To be fair to Flacco, though, he was on fire.
He was historically great.
He was fantastic. And then I said, don't give him that contract. And they did, and now they're terrible.
But no, there's no way that I, as a responsible head coach, could say, you know what, thank you for getting us to the playoffs. You did a great job. You and Sam Bradford should be commended. But we're going to give this guy who hasn't stepped on a real field in 2 years, we're going to give him the ball.
Before this season, when was the last time Keenum started?
Last season.
Before Bridgewater's injury. And when did he start last season?
He was the Rams starter.
Oh, well, they were terrible with him.
That's Jeff Fisher's fault.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he was terrible with them or not.
It's very similar personnel, and Jared Goff is killing it.
Very different personnel.
Very similar player personnel, not coaching personnel.
Exactly. That's the thing. They basically gave Jared Goff a pen and a piece of paper and said, now draw what you want to throw. And he's like, I do this. Sun here, run here, drop ball there. That's basically what happened. Sun here, run here, drop ball here. And it's winning.
I think if you want the Vikings to take the next step, then someone else needs to be under center.
No, because they're taking that step. They're beating the teams they should beat. They're beating good teams with Case Keenum. They beat a playoff team by 17 with Case Keenum at quarterback.
Yeah, because their defense kept that team to 7 points.
So then that defense is going to do that to other playoff teams. You're talking about a team that hung.
Is that defense going to do that to a team like the Patriots? I don't think so. And you need someone under center who can keep you in the game, and I don't think that is Keenum.
I think
he's going to step up against Gronk.
I think Case Keenum would be just fine regardless of who they were playing against. I really do not think it matters. I think Case Keenum is the guy not going forward after the season, unless Teddy Bridgewater is just not the same and Case Keenum beats out both Bridgewater and Bradford in the offseason.
I can see both sides of the argument. I think Teddy Bridgewater is better, I mean, I don't know what Teddy Bridgewater we have. But that being said, right now, I don't necessarily know that I'd rock the boat. So, I mean, it's catch-22. You're going to lose or lose on some way. Somebody's going to be upset that Bridgewater's not in. Others are going to be upset that if you even make the move. So
that'd be like the Giants getting to the playoffs and the Eli being like, you know what? I don't give the team the best chance to win. Let's put in Davis Webb. But Davis Webb didn't play at all last year.
I mean, you can make that argument, but it's not the same.
It is
also, the Vikings were apparently
Teddy Bridgewater has played in the NFL.
And he's got 3 wins.
Webb has never played in an NFL snap.
Who? Wait, who?
Okay, so not the same thing.
I mean, there's only 3-win difference between the two teams, between the two quarterbacks.
The Vikings were apparently very tempted to start Bridgewater this week against the Rams, even though he's on this win streak, because they are evaluating them in practice and seeing that Bridgewater is clearly the better talent, in my opinion.
I'm not risking Teddy Bridgewater getting hurt again to play this season unless Case Keenum does something to go out and lose a game. If it's the first quarter and Keenum's thrown...
I think his very play is risking losing games. If you want... This is the season to make the push for the championship. And again... Keenum is not a player that is going to get you a championship. He's just not.
So how many teams have a quarterback that'll win them a championship? 4? 4? Bridgewater's not going to win you anything either. Bridgewater's coming off of a life-threatening injury.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
He just got cleared 2 weeks ago.
No, he's been running and passing and practicing since before he was cleared.
What did you just... Did I hear you correct saying there was only 3-win difference between Bridgewater and Webb? Are you delusional? Do you know that Bridgewater brought them to the playoffs last year, right?
What was how many wins did the Vikings have?
They went 11-5 last year. With
last
Bridgewater
year,
as
Bridgewater was injured last year. He didn't play at all last year.
No, 2015, not the 16 year.
What was this? Their record was not 11-5.
Yes, it was.
I'm on ESPN already.
Go for it. This is why I'm saying Bridgewater.
11-5, 2015 Minnesota Vikings. Unless Pro Football Reference is wrong,
could be.
I highly doubt it. They were first in the NFC North Division.
Okay, 1 second.
No, please, by all means, take as much time as you need. I have no problem with you absorbing the fact that you're wrong.
No, I'm right now. I've got other stuff. Up. Case Keenum has thrown 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's good. I'll take that every day. 12-5, absolutely. He's averaging 238 yards a game. I'll take that. What is he doing to lose the game? To lose games? What is he doing? There's nothing wrong with Case Keenum's play. He's playing just fine.
Right now, you're right. But
he doesn't pass the eye test.
Case Keenum would have been a starter if he was a starter. At the end of the day, when the season started, they weren't sure if they were going to get Bridgewater back. They never were sure if Bridgewater was going to play again. And he still came into the season as the backup quarterback. Sam Bradford was the starter. So let's not. You're almost trying to make the argument to write Case Keenum into the Hall of Fame here.
No, I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. I'm saying he's not losing games. He is winning.
That's fine
games.
that he's not losing games, but
in the playoffs, you need a quarterback that is better than.
I'll put it to you this way. I'm not going to trust him if they have to get into a shootout with the New Orleans Saints. I don't trust him to do that.
When's the last time that a quarterback of Keenum's level won a Super Bowl?
Let's see. We got to go through the Super Bowls. So last year, it was Tom Brady. That doesn't count.
So you have to cut out like half the recent Super Bowls.
So let's go through the most recent Super Bowls. 1 second.
And in before you say Peyton Manning, because even Peyton Manning throwing with a half dead arm is still Peyton Manning's brain out there.
No, I'm not going to argue Peyton Manning. So Falcons not Falcons, Patriots, Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, Ravens with Joe Flacco.
Again, Flacco was playing out of his mind, though. And that wasn't just playoffs. He was playing very well that entire season.
Manning, he wasn't playing fine the entire season. He got benched for Brock Osweiler. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking Manning. What am I doing? Yeah. Sorry. No, he was terrible that season. Great in the playoffs.
I don't think he was terrible, but he was absolutely out of his mind in the playoffs.
All right, so give me one second.
He didn't have someone like Bridgewater nipping
How far back are we going?
Let's go back to 2000.
The answer is 2003. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Brad Johnson. That's
and then Baltimore Ravens with, what's the dude's name?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer. Yep.
When was that?
2001.
Okay, so that's twice in the past 17 years.
Okay, but we're literally talking about Tom Brady.
We're talking about Case Keenum.
No, we're talking about ones that win it. Were Tom Brady and
Peyton because Manning. There wasn't a question of someone better.
Let's go back to the quarterbacks that are on the other teams. All right, 49ers Kaepernick. All right, then you go to the Cardinals Carson Palmer, who wasn't bad. Then you go to the Bears in 2007 Rex Grossman. All right, then we have the Seahawks. That was Matt Hasselbeck. All right, then we go to the Eagles. Donovan McNabb, never mind. Jake Delhomme in 2004.
What point are you trying to make?
That doesn't matter about winning the Super Bowl because whether there's whether there's two great quarterbacks or two bad quarterbacks, one's going to win anyways. All right? What we're talking about...
What makes you think that Case Keenum is the guy that's going to be on the winning side of it?
What makes you think no matter what happens, Case Keenum is going to be... What makes you think Cam Newton's going to do it? If it's Tom Brady, if the Patriots are in, Tom Brady's winning the damn Super Bowl. Whether the player across from him is Dak Prescott.
Eli.
Well, Eli's not making it. Whether it's...
Right, but I mean...
the Browns are still in, then.
Whether it's Cam Newton, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether Ben Roethlisberger gets dropped by the Steelers and picked up by the damn Lions, whoever. It doesn't matter. If Tom Brady is in the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter who they have at quarterback on the other side. It does not matter.
I respectfully disagree because it did matter with Eli being there.
You think Eli won those games?
He led a fourth quarter drive with the final 2 minutes in both of those Super Bowls. Go ahead and tell me he didn't.
What were the scores? I have them. I have them right here.
Oh my God!
I have them right here.
You are spitting facts out of your mouth tonight that are completely inaccurate and wrong.
17-14.
Right, final winning drive.
The Giants' defense with Barry Cofield, with Matthias Kiwanuka, Umenyiora.
So if they don't go on that drive, they win?
I'm not... Okay, one drive.
Right, but that one drive at the end of the game is what makes the difference between winning and losing. What
makes the difference is the fact that the Giants' defense held the Patriots to 14 effing points.
Absolutely, but if the drive doesn't happen, they still lose.
Yes.
Okay, so and who's leading that drive?
Would you rather have Case Keenum in there?
Well, at that point, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is because it's David Tyree's catch. That could have been a lucky throw.
There was one catch that doesn't dictate the entire drive.
It kept the drive alive. It was fourth down.
Okay, so there was one catch that made the drive alive, but you're acting like that David Tyree catch was the only reason they got to actually score in that situation.
No, it was also they threw to a 7-foot-tall receiver.
But it's not the only thing that happens. Why do you not acknowledge that?
I'm not acknowledging it. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter if that's Eli Manning or if it's Case Keenum. It does not matter.
You're saying that it does if Tom Brady is the difference between games winning or lost. You're making the argument and you're making your counter argument to the argument.
So maybe my original argument was slightly off. What I'm saying is whether the quarterback that is playing in the Super Bowl is Case Keenum versus Tom Brady, or if it's Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady. Doesn't matter what that other quarterback is. It's not good enough.
I disagree with that.
It dictates game flow, though. You can't say that...
You're talking about a guy who's won 7 games in a row.
You don't think Brees could...
I don't think so.
It wouldn't even be a close game?
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a close game, but I don't think it's going to matter as much as you think, as much as anyone else thinks.
Yeah, but
I think
have a lot better defense than...
No, the Vikings have a better defense. Vikings defense is better than the Saints. Saints are the most improved defense, I think.